The studio finishing Attack on Titan has had a lot of juicy rumors and information come up lately, so let's talk about it. And of course, subscribe and comment on the video, that'd help me out a lot. But recently, a lot regarding Mappa and Attack on Titan has surfaced. The first thing I want to touch on is how Mappa is doing with Attack on Titan in general. An interview of sorts was reported under an author named Megan Peters of comicbook.com, stating a lot of interesting details said directly from Mappa employees and producers. The director notes how difficult it was at first to pick up Attack on Titan, not only animation-wise, but directing as well. The director's name is Yuchihiro Hayashi, and his name has popped up before. There are some good things he has to say though, which is pretty rare for Mappa's employees. He says this second part of Season 4 is much better to direct because he feels a lot more comfortable with Attack on Titan's story and characters now. At first it was a little too foreign for him to work any of his magic, so he's finally settled down and is now feeling good. He talks about how much he and his team studied the previous seasons, and while that is very important, it kinda sets a strange precedent in your head. Each studio works wildly different when it comes to making their shows, and Mappa has finally taken their time to create their own style. And while this is all nice and warm to hear, since it's Mappa, there has to be a little bit of junk in the system. It's no surprise Mappa's workload is too much for their employees, but episode director Teruyuki Omine posted a pretty shocking tweet that he deleted pretty soon after he posted it. His post stated that he didn't leave the animation studio for 3 days straight. Now, if he's just at the grind, I respect it, but I don't think that's the case. He's responsible for a bunch of important things regarding the show, and it's hardly possible to do it without him. So if this isn't an exaggeration, which I definitely don't think it is, the man has put 2 full work weeks worth of work into 3 days. I don't think he stayed up for 3 days straight, but the idea of sleeping at the office is basically work with how uncomfortable it seems. Employees of Mappa have said things similar to Omine's tweet in the past. They'd sleep overnight at their studio, work way too long, and not get paid enough. I'd like to be able to say this is only happening at Mappa, but unfortunately I'd have to bet otherwise. The anime industry, as huge and successful as it is, doesn't seem to pay well, treat their employees well, or really anything like that. The New York Times posted an article in 2021 that talked about just how little animators can make in Japan, finding information to suggest some are paid 200 USD a month. This could be due to them working very infrequently or just straight up terrible pay rate. Of course, there are studios that treat their employees well, but it's really hard not to tunnel on the ones that don't. It's difficult to really know what to do for these people that are working like this. I guess taking on less shows would definitely be a step in the right direction, but lots of people would be out of a job. But honestly, being out of a job that makes you work 72 hours straight doesn't really seem all that bad. There are also reports of frequent criticism from veteran animators, employees that left Mappa, and other figures in the animating world. Not only is there criticism towards the ones in charge of Mappa's workload, but people are still throwing criticism at the employees themselves. I came across these 2 screenshots on Twitter. I figured that people were still giving Mappa shit, but you gotta stop. It looks like these people are just trolls or something, but there are people who literally go on Twitter and breathe heavy at the employees that have no say in anything they're mad about. I'm glad to see the Attack on Titan fanbase is sticking up for Mappa and shooting these comments down, but there are still way too many of them. At the end of the day though, nothing new for Mappa. Their shows are always great, but they really need to fix their employees' workload. Now, something else I came across recently piqued my interest. I have been thinking the rumbling is moving along painfully slow, and there's a lot of buildup going on. I'm not sure if it's just me feeling like that, but rumors are coming out saying Mappa will end the show at chapter 130. Yes, I have no idea if this is true or not, although it would make some sort of sense. Violet Evergarden did something interesting with their series that I agreed on wholeheartedly. Do their 12-episode show, keep it snappy, beautiful, feeling good, then finish the show with a movie. A movie to encompass all of what's to come in Attack on Titan really doesn't seem like a terrible idea. In fact, thinking about it, I'd almost prefer it. The reason many are speculating this way is pretty simple. To finish the entire show within 12 episodes, Mappa would have to crank out a bunch of chapters in a tiny amount of episodes. Me personally, I just thought they'd do more than 12 episodes, like 16 or 17 or whatever, but I guess that's not really a thing. Another tweet surfaced literally saying the second part is ending in chapter 130. And do not tell me we are getting a final season, final part, part 3, or whatever's going on. A part 3 in my opinion is just a little weird. I guess that's what a lot of people are banking on though. There are a bunch of weird things being said about it ending. One graphic I found said an episode will be an hour long, which I just don't see happening. At that point, it'd just be a movie. Another thing I read is that episode 12 is going to be titled directly after chapter 130, The Dawn of Humanity, but I'm not sure what that information brings to the table. If you guys got some insider info that we're only getting 12 episodes, then I'm completely out of the loop. A third part does seem weird to me, but the people in charge usually know best. I don't know if that's the case for the people in charge of Mappa, but honestly, I'm just gonna go with it. Regardless, a lot of speculation is going on, and I'd like to know what you guys think, so drop a comment on the video. In other Mappa news, it's been said this week that they're investing in a new CGI studio in Osaka to work on background art, 3D CG, editing, finishing, and all that good stuff. This could be very good. Mappa has stated multiple times that the inclusion of 3D CG is the future of their anime. Not that berserk kind of stuff, but the Titans and Attack on Titan. They've already made a CG show called Dorohedoro that people seem to like. I haven't seen it myself, but I'll probably get to it eventually. As long as Mappa doesn't destroy their new CG employees, this could take a load off our other animators and possibly increase pay rate. Just thinking out loud here, but the introduction of domestic CG is a great step forward for Mappa's future. So to recap, the director of Mappa, Yuchihiro Hayashi, says he's a lot more comfortable directing the second part of Attack on Titan than he was with the first. Episode director Tedeyuki Omine posted a tweet saying he'd been at work for 3 days, putting Mappa under all kinds of fire for about the 20th time this year. Many are talking about Mappa ending the second part of Attack on Titan at chapter 130. This could mean a movie for the next chapters, although many assume a third part is coming. And Mappa's going to be investing in their own CG-specific animation studio. So news for Mappa is mixed with good and bad things. I hope for better days for the employees of Mappa, and my heart goes out to those suffering overseas as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, drop a comment on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.